Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zone Blitz. As always, I'm Vince Miller, joined by my co-host Ashton Overhaul. Ashton, how are you doing today?
Yeah, doing well. Going to talk a little bit about the results of last week's poll. Last week's poll question. I didn't feel good about it from the moment that we did the candy draft, and confirmed. Yeah, that did not go well for me at all.
Yeah, so last week we did, at the end of our podcast, we did an off-topic draft where we drafted candy, five candies apiece. And to recap that just real quickly, I had Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bars, Lindor Truffles, Nerds, and Skittles. Ashton had M&M's, Starburst, Twix, Kit Kat, and Peeps. And the final results were, I got 73% of the vote, Ashton 27%.
It's a bloodbath. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've both won one of these off-topic draft polls, and it's not lost to me that we both won when we had the number one pick. So there is something to that for sure.
Truth.
Well, anyway, that was fun. I don't know if there's a whole lot to talk about with college football this week. So we're doing another off-topic draft. Ashton teased this one a little bit last week. We are doing an all-time NBA draft. Kind of the premise is we're being joined by two other people, and we're four of us are drafting 10 players each, all-time NBA players, and then we'll also put this out on an Instagram story. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy. Okay, so we're joined now by Reagan and Troy. Reagan Miller is my brother, Troy Overhaul. Actually, I don't believe he's related to Ashton. He's been on our show before. And yeah, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing
Good.
Great. Been waiting for this all week.
Okay, so this is our all-time NBA draft. We're drafting 4 teams, 10 players each. It's supposed to be a team that you can actually that could make sense playing on a court together. If you draft 7 centers out of your 10 players, then you'll probably not be considered highly for winning this draft. But this is a snake-style draft. We kind of drew names earlier. I have the first pick, followed by Reagan, Ashton, and then Troy. So we're just going to dive right into it. I'm just going to start things off. So with the first pick, I'm taking Michael Jordan.
Shocker.
I know it is shocking.
You watched the 30 for 30?
Yeah. I watched Winning Time.
The
Last
Dance.
The Last Dance. I'm sorry. I got my documentaries mixed up. Troy, I know you're the LeBron fan here. Would you have gone LeBron with the first pick probably?
Yeah, because you can't the rest of your team matters now more because LeBron can play with anybody.
Oh.
Interesting thought. Okay. Before we move on to the number 2 pick, just really quick, Ashton and Reagan, what would you have done with the first pick?
Michael Jordan is the correct choice. It's uneducated if you take anyone else.
I just want to put my opinion out there. I think at the best, like when the peak Jordan, peak LeBron, I think MJ is the best. Okay. But I do believe that the productivity that LeBron has given for the last 20 years would be considered the greatest of all time. Does that make sense?
If you're talking like the span
if you would have
career.
drafted a player for your franchise, MJ or LeBron, and you knew LeBron was going to go for 20 plus years, averaging over 25 a game, and all of his numbers, I feel like it's unparalleled what he has done. But I do think peak Jordan, and this is the draft, peak, right? I think you got to go Jordan.
Okay, so you're saying you'd rather have 20 years of LeBron than 15 years of Jordan. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But well, it's on you now, Reagan. What's your second pick, or what's this?
Well, hey,
you
made it easy for me. First of all, there's only 2 options, so I'm gonna go with high school LeBron. Yeah.
Oh my
Put
word.
that right there. Just so you guys know that I have LeBron James.
If you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, Reagan just held up, or you saw it on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, Reagan just held up LeBron James's high school jersey. Okay, Ashton, you have the number 3 pick. Where are you going?
I'm going to go with Kobe Bryant. It's a bit of a reach here, I feel, but there is no, like, he was the MJ light. And I do agree with Reagan. I think it does go MJ then LeBron. I'm not saying that there's a large gap between MJ and LeBron, but I do feel there's a little bit of a step off after 1 and 2. And it's kind of more a matter of personal preference. I saw a lot of Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going 3, 4. I saw, Magic. I've seen him in at the top of some of these lists. I'm gonna go with Kobe. It was personal preference for me. The Mamba. Rest in peace.
Okay. Troy, you kind of won the right to pick your spot in the draft, and you chose the number 4 spot. So because this is a snake draft, you get numbers 4 and 5 here. Where are you going? You lost your guy LeBron. Do you regret going 4th?
No.
Okay.
No. Because this is the overall team draft. So if these guys got to play together, I got a lockdown spot. I'm going 2 of the greatest Lakers. I'll take Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
For a Lob City dominant. Shaquille O'Neal, most dominant center ever, and Magic Johnson, probably the greatest point guard ever. Yeah, they're going to be great on defense. Shaq's going to take up a lot of space, and Magic's going to be, his length is going to help. So I'll take them 2 guys.
All right, so we have the first center off the board, the first point guard off the board as well. I think a lot of people would argue that if you have the 4th and 5th picks, you probably want to take 2 guys that you consider to be the best of their position.
I totally thought Troy was going to go Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was setting it up perfectly. He was like, these 2 are playing together. They're not gonna and Magic and Shaq. Hey, I don't mind it though.
All right, Ashton.
So that'll take it to me. I will take Kareem.
Okay.
Number 2 in points. LeBron just passed him. Number 3 in rebounds, all time. Yeah, center. The ultimate stat guy. Just a ton of stats. Kareem is all-time stat guy. So a lot of Lakers also going here in this draft and early on. A lot of Lakers. So we'll stick with that trend and go with Kareem.
Okay. All right. Reagan,
said it perfectly. I wanted my pick. I'm gonna go with someone that no one has or can replicate. I'm going Curry.
No.
Okay.
I feel like just what he does is unparalleled. I mean, Damian Lillard just dropped 71, but Dame's the closest you can get to Curry, and I just don't think it's obvious. I think my pick is obvious.
Okay. Yeah, it feels like to me those were the top 2 point guards, Magic Johnson and Steph Curry, and they're both gone. I really thought you were going a different direction, knowing Reagan, but that's okay. It goes to me now at 8 and 9. I have Michael Jordan. Oh, so there's a lot of different places I can go here, but I'm feeling really good about my picks here. I got 2 picks on lock. The first one is Larry Bird. I could put him at either forward spot. So I'm going Larry Bird at 8. And before I share my number 9 pick, I'll just kind of recap where we're at. So I now have Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. Reagan has LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Ashton has Kobe Bryant and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Troy has Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal. So with the number 9 pick, the first pick of the 3rd round, I'm taking another forward. I'm taking maybe the greatest isolation scorer of all time. I'm taking Kevin Durant. I told you I can put Larry Bird at either forward spot. I'm taking Kevin Durant. I now have great shooters at both forward spots, so I'm feeling good about this.
Good pick. I will say I'm next. and I was debating between two people, and one of them was KD.
Okay. All right, Reagan, you got the number 10 pick.
Okay. If I look at this right. Okay. I'm going to go with my big man now. I'm going Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay. I'm surprised. Knowing you, I figured you'd take Wilt Chamberlain.
See, here's the thing. Let me explain my reasoning. So, I'm trying to win the vote. Okay, I'm not trying to win the vote. I'm sorry. I'm trying to beat you guys, but I'm also trying to win the vote. And I feel like if I went Wilt Chamberlain, oh, he played against plumbers, blah 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 blah. Shut up. Wilt Chamberlain did not play against plumbers. Okay.
He maybe did. Maybe.
But because people think that way, I don't know. But I'm going to Hakeem. I think, hey, he has at peak Hakeem, he can play with any center out there.
Okay. I don't hate the
maybe
pick.
The greatest defensive player of all time.
Yeah, we got 3 centers off the board, and none of them are named Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell. Ashton.
They might have been playing against plumbers. Like, we don't know for sure. They could have had part-time jobs. That was a thing back then. I'm going to go with a power forward.
Okay.
Tim Duncan. This is not a cool pick, but a guy that does everything right. A great team player. Like, you look at like Spurs teams in all, you go through history, like they were never fantastic just on paper, but like the Spurs together were a great team. And yeah, won a lot of titles because of it. And probably underrated a little bit, Tim Duncan. Definitely underappreciated.
Yeah, I love that pick. The nice thing about that is you can play him at either power forward or center. Either one works. Yeah, great pick. Troy, you got the turn here. You got the last pick of the 3rd round and the first pick of the 4th round. You got Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal so far.
All right. I think I'm going to take oh man. Some of these guys were really good, but if we're going to talk about would they be in their peak, are we talking about like today's NBA? So like anybody that was athletic, all of that. It really, I don't know. You got to be able to shoot now. You got to be able to score. So I'm not sure about this. I don't love it, but I'm going to go with Allen Iverson.
Okay.
And then I also, for my second one, I'm going to take, I need a power forward, and I'm going to take Anthony Street Clothes Davis because this is peak. You were clear on that. You said peak. Mm-hmm. And Anthony Davis at his peak is legit. Incredible defender. He can shoot threes. He can score around anywhere in the paint. And there's really no chance of scoring at the basket with Shaq, Anthony Davis roaming around. It's really not happening. So I'm going to take Anthony Davis.
Okay. I would say if you're talking about like eras, I always like to think that, okay, yeah, probably the guys today would dominate if you just plopped them back in the 60s and said, go play. Mm-hmm. But then I also feel like if you took those players from the 60s and raised them today where they had all the training and they didn't wear crappy Chuck Taylors and they're, so they're like mm-hmm. with all the nutrition that people know about today and all of the training that people know about today, I feel like a lot of those guys that were greats in the 60s would also be greats today if they were raised today, if that makes sense.
Hey,
that's the way I
quick side note, don't throw out the Chuck Taylors because that dude in prison tomahawked on us in a pair of those pretty boy shoes. I don't remember what they were, but it did not hold him back. So I think they'd be okay playing today.
Yeah, Troy and I have some experience, I guess, playing against inmates in prison, and so that can be a very fun and fascinating experience, to say the very least. All right, Ashton, you got Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Tim Duncan so far. Where are you going next?
Just to clarify, y'all weren't actually in there. Like, y'all weren't doing time. You were just
you were volunteers.
Yeah,
yes,
correct. Just to clarify there. All right. For me, this is my 4th round pick. I'm gonna go with Giannis.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it fairly new. You talk about peak of his powers. Giannis is unstoppable right now. in today's NBA. So I like that. He'll be playing probably the three for me with Duncan and Kareem already there. So he's probably playing the three. But yeah, I like that pick.
You have a massive team so far.
We're huge.
You have an
We're gonna get every
oversized.
single rebound. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a power forward who's also a center, and you have a small forward who's also a center.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah,
If you
we're
think
massive.
about it. Yep. Okay, Reagan, you got LeBron, Steph, and Hakeem so far.
Well, Ashton, you made it easy for me. I was either going to go this guy, Giannis, or I was saying Dirk Nowitzki. Can't have any more. Can't have enough shooting. Big man at shooting. 7 foot. They probably the best 7 foot shooter you've ever had. And my team, I'm just gonna say this right now, needs shooting. So I'm gonna go Dirk.
That actually is a really good fit next to Hakeem, I feel like, because Dirk's weakness is probably going to be defense, and that's what Hakeem Olajuwon brings in buckets. So I like that. Okay, it's to me now at the turn. So far, I have Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Kevin Durant. And you guys definitely took a few players that I was looking at, so I have to think about this a little bit. Oh, man. Sorry for the dead air. This is difficult. I am going to take our first player from the 60s.
I know who it is.
You don't. I don't think you do.
Okay, I don't. I know you like this guy. Wait, no, you don't. No, you don't, because you have MJ. Who is it?
I'm taking 2 players from the 60s, actually. The first one is Oscar Robertson. I need a point guard. And you guys kind of took the 2 best ones. I'm taking the Big O. And then I know you're thinking Wilt Chamberlain for my next pick from the 60s, but I'm actually going with another guard. I'm going Jerry West, one of the most clutch players in NBA history, a shooter. He can play either guard position, so he can start at point guard for me. He can back up Oscar, or he can back up MJ. You could put all 3 of them on the floor if you're going small. I'm taking Jerry West. So to recap so far, I have Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, Oscar Robertson, and Jerry West. I definitely have a small team compared to you guys so far. Reagan, you have the next pick.
Question: did you pick? So you're saying you picked Big O over Jerry West?
You know, it didn't. It doesn't matter.
It didn't matter.
They were both there. Their careers are so intertwined. They came into the league together at the same time after playing in the Olympics together, and were the 2 best guards of the '60s by a wide margin.
When I was saying on who it is, I thought you were going Jerry West. I know you're a fan of him, but all right.
Basically the same career numbers as Kobe without the 3-point shot, and one of the things he was known for was shooting from distance. So I think that plays well in today's league.
And it was against plumbers. Who said that? Troy, did you say that?
I agree with it.
All right. My pick?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go with, I need to fill my 2 spot. I'm going to go with the best on the board, Dwayne Wade.
All right.
Okay, and that's going to jump on to me. I need a point guard very badly. Why not go with the all-time NBA assist leader? We'll go with John Stockton to be the point. I need someone to pass it to all the big guys that I have on my team. And yeah, Stockton, one of the great ball handlers.
Sure. All right, Troy, goes to you at the turn.
All right. I'm going to take Luka Doncic. I know I have a point guard, but he can play anywhere. He is fine with passing the ball. He does not have to score. There's going to be plenty of scoring already, so he will facilitate very well. And then after him, oh, man.
It's getting a little more
I'm
difficult,
going to take
isn't
Devin.
it?
Yeah, it is. It is, because I don't know. I'm really getting caught up in this thing of if you're going to put this on Instagram and put a poll out there, like, you're going to get credit for putting players on here that people know. And I also think you're going to have to you got to simulate this thing somehow to prove this out. But I'm gonna take Reggie Miller.
You are kidding me.
I know the Miller boys want him, and I mean, why not get a great 3 shooter? It's going to translate any era that'll talk. I got good ball handling, good passing, a couple big guys. Need somebody to chuck some threes, so I'll take Reggie Miller.
Solid.
I figured I could steal him later, because of the shooting. And I feel like he can fit well with anybody. He could have played well with anybody. He actually played on Dream Team 2 and Dream Team 3, and he was the second leading scorer in both of those teams because he would just fit well with his skill set.
Out of curiosity, would you guys take, if you could put your fandom aside of the Pacers, would you take Reggie Miller or Ray Allen to fill the role that I just spoke of? Somebody to chuck threes, solid defender. Which guy are you taking? Because I was down to those two on which I wasn't sure which one I wanted.
Reggie got further as an alpha. I feel like I would take him. It's very close. They're if you look at kind of their statistical profiles, they're the
same person.
They're basically the same person. Yeah. But I do think that, especially if you're plopping it into today's league, like if Reggie would have had the green light to shoot 13 threes a game,
I just think something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, okay, I'm picturing the 1998 playoffs. Okay, you got the Chicago Bulls with their super team, one of the first super teams. Anyway, they're on the verge of three-peating. Okay, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They going against the Pacers, led by Reggie Miller and a bunch of nobodies. Okay. Ashton, who's on the 98 Pacers who took them to 7 games? They took them to 7 games. Okay.
The home team won every game.
Home team won every game. They had the lead in the fourth quarter. All right.
Of game 7.
I'm just trying to picture Ray Allen on that team. Okay. Would that have been the same outcome?
No.
I don't believe so. Okay. I just don't believe. I can't see it. I just think Reggie Miller was that leader. I think he was that guy. But Troy Overholt, the point you made, that role he fit. Reggie doesn't need to be a leader on your team to fit your role. I don't think you have a bad option either way.
Also, sneaky pick by you, Troy, taking the other huge point guard that people could have taken to match up with Magic. You already had Magic Johnson. We're all getting outsized by orders of magnitude with your 2 point guards, Magic Johnson and Luka Doncic. So those are two, Luka and Reggie were 2 guys I was looking at later on, and you took them both. So I like the picks just personally. So props to you on those. Ashton, you got Kobe, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Giannis, and John Stockton. Where are you going next with the 22nd pick?
So we're talking a little bit about Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, and that's all fine and stuff, but Reggie Miller never hit a shot to win a championship. Give me Ray Allen.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they might as well go right next to each other in this draft because they are literally pretty much the same player. So
put it into overtime, Ashton, not to win the championship.
He saved them the championship.
Yeah, there you go.
As their 3rd best player.
Troy, how often have you heard from a non-LeBron fan, oh, he saved LeBron's career?
More times than I can count.
All right, Reagan, it's to you next. The 23rd pick, your number 6 pick.
All right. So I'm also going to go for just one of these guys' peak. I think I have a perfect pick. I'm going Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
So about 1 year. About 1 year.
Hey, that's all you need, Mike. That's all you need. No, he can score. He's one of the best defenders. You could put him and Scottie Pippen. They have both usually what's the word? Compared. But I still think Kawhi has the scoring and he has the size, he has the defensive skills. I think it's perfect for my team.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick of Kawhi. Troy, you got to be careful what you say about him. I mean, he won Finals MVP against your favorite player. So just saying. All right, it goes to
I
me.
like Kawhi. He's a baller.
Okay.
He just cannot stay on the court.
That's true. But you took Anthony Davis with the 13th pick. I'm just saying.
True. They're not close in time spent on the court. Kawhi Leonard is worse than Davis, and that is saying something.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So it goes to me next. I have 2 picks coming up here. I feel like I got like stars. I got guys that can score. I need somebody that brings a little size, brings a little physicality, brings some defense. My next pick is Kevin Garnett. I can play him at center. I can play him at power forward. If I'm going young KG, I can literally play him at any position. I can guard Magic Johnson and Luka Doncic with him. I believe it was in 2004. He literally played all 5 positions in a playoff game against the Lakers. So I'm taking KG. I think people sort of forget about how good young Kevin Garnett was, but he can do everything: defense, rebound. And then with my next pick, the first pick of the 7th round, I'm taking Scottie Pippen. Kind of the same idea, but at small forward. Probably not the best small forward left on the board, but the best defender definitely, and rebounder and passer. And it's just going to be, he already has experience playing with guys that can score. I think I got 2 great glue guys, is my opinion, with KG and Scottie Pippen. All right, Reagan, you're next.
Real quick, Ashton, I think I forgot to write one of your picks. Who is your pick after Stockton?
Ray Allen.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go along the same lines as what Ashton's last pick was. I need a shooter, and I feel like this guy can shoot the lights out better than anyone. I'm going Klay Thompson.
I figured.
He's going to play that perfect role for me. He doesn't have to be the star. If you want buckets, just go send him out on the court for 2 minutes, see what he does.
It does bother me that you 3 got Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, and Klay Thompson. Like that is a perfect role player for what we're like this exercise that we're doing. Those are like perfect role players. So props to you guys. All right, Ashton, you're next.
I'm going to go ahead and get another ball handler. I'm going to go with Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
So, yeah, him and Stockton will be my point guards for the team. I don't think I really need anyone else at point. Between Stockton and Isaiah Thomas, I like my guards.
That's about as true point guard as it gets, those 2 guys. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Troy, you got Magic, Shaq, Iverson, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, and Reggie Miller. Now you have 2 more picks. Choose wisely because you're getting close to the end of your roster here.
I'm going to take a Devin Booker. I want another shooter.
Oh.
And again, role player, totally role player, just chucking threes. He's adds as much value to the team as Klay Thompson, as we've seen with Curry out. Thompson is not that valuable as an alpha, but incredible shooter. Devin Booker, same way. He needs some help, but he can shoot the lights out when he gets hot. And then with my next one, I'm gonna go with Joel Embiid for my next backup big man.
Okay. So you went fairly modern with your centers. You got Shaq and Embiid.
Yeah.
He's going for all the casuals votes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm winning this. I'm winning this Instagram poll.
He's winning.
The oldest player on his team is Magic Johnson, and everyone else played in this century. So I respect it.
Which is the century of the best basketball players, which we have just discussed and agreed upon.
Fair enough.
True.
Okay. All right.
All right, Ashton, while you're thinking about your pick, I'm going to just kind of go over it a little bit. At center, you have Kareem. Power forward, you have Tim Duncan. At small forward, you have Giannis. And then your shooting guards are Kobe and Ray Allen. And then your point guards are John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas. Where are you going next?
I'm going to take a backup. I mean, obviously, these are our bench players, clearly. But I'm going to go with Clyde Drexler.
Okay.
You talk about vertical. The guy really good defensive player, had a lot of steals as well. Yeah. I'll go with Clyde. A lot of athleticism there.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing. Okay, Reagan, while you're considering, I'll kind of recap your team so far. At center, you have Hakeem Olajuwon. Power forward, you have Dirk Nowitzki. Small forward, you have LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard. Shooting guard, you have Klay Thompson and Dwayne Wade. And then at point guard, you have Stephen Curry. Where are you going next?
Quick note, Troy. You said your oldest player is Magic. My oldest player is Hakeem.
Nice.
And
even younger.
Yeah, I'm younger. And I'm gonna go with the most muscular, fit man in the NBA. I'm going David Robinson.
Ooh. Okay. By the way, I should mention Karl
I
Malone.
thought you were going to
is
say
still
James Harden.
Not quite. Not quite.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and Karl Malone are all sitting there. By the way,
Yeah.
which maybe is my sign. So it's next. I'm next with my second and third to last picks. After these two picks, I only have one more to wrap up my roster. I'm looking at my team. I have Michael Jordan and Jerry West at shooting guard. I have Oscar Robertson at point guard. I have Larry Bird and Kevin Durant and Scottie Pippen at small forward, and Kevin Garnett as my only true power forward. I have not taken a center yet. I feel like I need a center and I need some size at point guard to combat what you guys have been doing. I tend to think Wilt Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell, but for this exercise, I feel like Bill Russell is going to fit my team better because this is essentially an all-star team, and I need a center who doesn't need the ball and wants to rebound and play defense. So I'm taking Bill Russell next. And then with the first pick of the 9th round, I said I need a point guard with some size. I am taking Jason Kidd. Obviously a great passer, but mostly this is just about his size. You guys have, well, Troy especially has Magic and Luka, and my only point guard so far is Oscar Robertson. So I need a bigger point guard. I'm going Jason Kidd next. Reagan, that puts it to you.
So I was originally going to go with something else, but I changed my mind last minute. And you mentioned it. I'm going to take the third leading scorer of all time, the man that no one likes, Karl Malone.
Okay.
All right. Now to me, I'm going to go with a backup center, two-time MVP of the league, Nikola Jokic
Ooh.
for the Nuggets. A lot of I like the touch, right? Really good passer. He can play the 5, but yeah, he has like a lot of really good awareness, a lot of assists. Really kind of fills up a stat sheet. He does a lot of different things for that team.
Mm-hmm. I like the pick. He was a sleeper for me later, but I like that pick. All right, Troy. Troy, your last two picks. What do you feel like you need on your team based on looking at what you have so far?
Okay, do I have 2 picks left or 1?
Let me look at your team. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 2 picks.
Okay. All right. I feel like I got a big enough team. They're tall enough. They're going to be good on defense. And so now I do have Allen Iverson. He can take people off the dribble, but I'm going to go with Tracy McGrady.
Ooh.
Throw him in there, get those casuals fired up about some big dunks. I'll take Tracy McGrady, and then
You basically got Kobe, but 8 rounds later.
yeah.
We're talking peak.
That's right.
And how about just to add a little more spice, a little more excitement to the game, let's throw in peak Vince Carter, let him dunk on a few people as well.
Okay. You might be a little weak on the defense with the last 2 picks, but at least they're exciting.
Yeah, probably so. They'll
right,
come in the fourth quarter when the game is out of control and get people their money's worth. And
yeah. Ashton, you have 1 pick remaining. What do you feel like you're missing so far on your team?
I do. I'm not really missing a whole lot. I'll be honest. I like my team, but I'm going to go with a natural scorer. We're going to go with Carmelo Anthony to wrap
Okay.
everything up. A guy that can just, yeah, a walking bucket, pretty much. I like guys that can score. I got a lot of them on my team, so let's go with Carmelo.
Okay. Reagan, you have one pick left. What's it going to be?
I'll tell you what I'm missing. I am missing a true point guard. I have one point guard, and it's Curry, and he's more of a non-positional player. But I purposely didn't pick a true point guard early because there's so many of them: John Stockton, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Magic Johnson, and I think it's perfect for Steve Nash.
Okay.
He's gonna take care of the ball. He's gonna give me. He's not gonna score a ton of buckets, but he's gonna get me the. He's gonna do his job.
All right. That puts it to me. I'm feeling good about my guards.
Oh,
Small.
sorry. One thing, sorry. I forgot to do the Karl Malone jersey. There we go.
Okay, so I'm looking at, for the last pick of the draft, the guys that are left. I mean, we got Wilt Chamberlain, we got Moses Malone, we got Charles Barkley somehow still available, who I probably would have taken ahead of Karl Malone. But I don't, man. Is it this simple? Do I just need to go with Wilt Chamberlain, who's clearly the best player on the board? We also have Julius Erving out there, Elgin Baylor. I noticed no one took Russell Westbrook or James Harden. Honestly, it's the right pick. I'm going
Brian
Wilt Chamberlain.
Scalabrine. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going Wilt Chamberlain. Somehow I got Wilt Chamberlain with the number 40 pick in this draft. He might be the greatest center of all time. I'm not sure how good of a fit he is in this kind of exercise when we're doing like an all-star team, basically, because he did kind of need the ball.
Is he going to hurt you?
Probably not with his
Is it going to
rebounding.
hurt to have Wilt Chamberlain at the end of the bench?
No.
Is it really going to hurt?
It's not. Okay, I'm going to recap these teams. I'll run through them. I'll go through my team here. Do you guys want to hear positionally or just in order that the players got picked? If you go positionally, you can kind of view the team. Okay. So my pick, I'll start at center. I have Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell as my two centers. 60s heavy, clearly. At power forward, I drafted Kevin Garnett as my only true power forward, but I also have Larry Bird. At small forward, I have Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, and Scottie Pippen. At shooting guard, I have Michael Jordan and Jerry West. And at point guard, I have Oscar Robertson and Jason Kidd. Reagan, his team, at center, he drafted Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson. At power forward, Dirk Nowitzki and Karl Malone. At small forward, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. At shooting guard, he took Dwayne Wade and Klay Thompson. And at point guard, Stephen Curry and Steve Nash. Ashton's team, starting at center, you have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Nikola Jokic. At power forward, you have Tim Duncan. At small forward, we're looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo and Carmelo Anthony. At shooting guard, you have Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, and Clyde Drexler. And at point guard, you have John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas. Troy's team, at center, he has Shaquille O'Neal and Joel Embiid. At power forward, looking at Anthony Davis. That's it, actually. At small forward, we have Vince Carter, I think is your only true small forward. So you have two forwards on your team. At shooting guard, you have Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller, Devin Booker, and Tracy McGrady. And at point guard, you have Magic Johnson and Luka Doncic. Initial thoughts. We'll start with Ashton. What picks are you most proud of? Who do you wish you would have gotten?
I'm proud of Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
Like deep into the second round, or like, he's one of my backups for sure. Like Isaiah Thomas is not getting starting time, but like that's a sneaky pick there. And also Tim Duncan, I think he's not appreciated maybe as much as he should be. I think I said it when I picked him. He's a steal. I think he's underappreciated. So yeah, I think those two are probably Isaiah and Tim Duncan, kind of underrated guys.
Is there anybody you wish you would have gotten?
Yeah, Troy took a couple of them from me. Vince Carter, I wanted just to top off the draft. I mean, mainly for the dunk alone. Like that's wild. And then Luca, I wanted Luca. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna hide it. I would have loved to have Luca on there. I didn't take him. Thought I could get him later, and he got snaked out. So
Yeah, Troy, are those the picks you're proud of? The ones that other people wish they would have had, or like what picks
That's
are you
right.
proud
That's
of?
right.
What other pick? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, well, I would have said going into it, my kind of I thought I would be alone on the Magic Johnson train. I don't know. He doesn't get talked about enough, really. And if you go watch his highlights and just taking them, what he took him to the finals there, his first year there in the rookie year, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just a baller. He was really good, and I think him and Luca trading off, bringing the ball, it's just like, I don't know. That just seems ridiculous. And I don't really care that I don't have, like, I feel like I have enough size, like with Anthony Davis and Shaq. And
Embiid.
then I don't know. Yeah, and Embiid, but I don't know. Embiid's maybe a little soft. Like, I don't know if you put him against good competition. I'm not quite sure how well he would do, but yeah, overall, I would say Magic Johnson is the guy that's going to put my team over the top.
What's your starting lineup, Troy?
I would go Magic Johnson, Shaq. Probably Anthony Davis and Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller.
Okay. So okay. You can have Magic guard your threes. And have Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller guard the guards. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the nice thing about having a guy like Magic Johnson is he can play point guard on offense, but he can also guard like 4 positions, or not 5.
Well, you have to have that. That's the thing, that these true point guards, I'm not sure what you're going to do with them. I mean, they're going to get lost. You got that. Your point guards have to be able to guard they about have to be able to guard 1 through 3. I mean, at least be able to switch on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, you just mentioned Magic Johnson, but I have LeBron James.
Kind of the same.
Who does
thing.
everything but better. maybe not true point guard, but everything better.
Yeah.
Just gonna shake that in a little bit.
Reagan, what picks are you the most proud of, and who do you wish you would have gotten?
I'm glad I got Curry and LeBron together. I think that's going to be deadly. I'm glad I got. Ashton says Isaiah Thomas got a steal at like 6. I think I got a steal at Steve Nash at 10, or a true point guard like that at 10. I honestly do believe, because Steve Nash, if you've seen his highlight reel, my goodness, I really don't think actually I missed anyone. These are going to be my first 10 picks of the draft anyway. So I think we played perfectly into my hands.
What is your starting lineup?
You should have taken Kyrie Irving over Steve Nash.
I thought about it, but I can switch right now, can I? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I don't need to. What's Kyrie going to do besides dribble the ball around?
What's your starting lineup, Reagan?
Probably Curry at my 1, and either probably Wade at my 2, and then Kawhi can come in with a 6th man. LeBron. Ooh, you know what? For versatility, I might put Kawhi and LeBron in at the same time with Wade, and have Hakeem at my 5. Depending on the day, and I can put Dirk in there at the 4 as well. But I'm not exactly sure I have a starting 5. Do I need to have one, or can I just show up to the game and you're in? You feel good? All right, go.
Ashton, what is your starting 5?
My first 5 picks would have been my starting 5, kind of what I drafted. So you would go with Stockton at the point, Kobe at the shooting guard, Giannis at 3, Tim Duncan at 4, and then Kareem playing the 5.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at my team. I purposely kind of made it a point to wait to take centers because there's so many good centers. So my starting lineup would probably so I'm point guard. I'm either Oscar Robertson or Jerry West. I mean, take your pick. I guess I'll go Oscar because he's just slightly more of a pure point guard. Michael Jordan, I'm starting Larry Bird and Kevin Durant. So I guess I'm whatever. I mean, they're basically interchangeable, but essentially Larry Bird is probably my power forward. And then I'm probably starting Bill Russell just because I feel like he fits in so seamlessly, defense and rebounding. And then I can play Kevin Garnett at either the 4 or the 5. I can play Wilt at the 5 if I want to. Yeah. As far as regrets, like, man, I wish I would have gotten Reggie Miller. I wouldn't have taken him as early as Troy did, but that would have been a great pick later too. Like, and I'm not even saying you took him too early. Like, he was the 21st pick in this draft, which in this kind of draft where you're putting together a team that can play together, it's interesting to me that at 21 you have Reggie, 22 you have Ray Allen, and at 26 you have Klay Thompson. Like, clearly we valued shooting, and I think that, yeah, like if you just have a guy on the wing who could shoot the lights out, that's something that's very valuable in this draft.
Speaking of shooting, I got Curry, Clay, and Dirk. 3 of the best. Oh, no, I was kidding. Sorry.
Ashton,
shooting. Just
Ashton, what team are you scared of? I'll phrase it that way, since we all would probably pick our own team, right? But like, what team would you be most scared of?
Yours. Yeah, you get Larry, Michael, Kevin Durant. Like, that's not fun. Nothing about that is enjoyable. Like a bunch of guys that are. I feel like they would play well together too. Like, I think like Bird would be like a glue guy. Like, he's like a sneaky glue guy. So that would be. And then like Troy's size at point guard would also be a bit of a problem. But like, I think Kobe. Like, I think I could run Kobe on one of them maybe. So yeah, like, I don't know. We'd have to get a little bit creative guarding Troy's team, but yeah, I don't know. Like, you're scared of all the teams. Like, none of these guys. It just depends on the day. So yeah, like, none of these teams are easy.
Troy, what team are you scared of?
I definitely go with Reagan's team. You got, LeBron James, Steph Curry. Yeah, that'd be trouble.
no one else. Just
Reagan, what about you?
Thank you, Troy, for saying me. But I'm gonna have to decline you. I'm not scared of you. I'm sorry.
You're scared of him on the Instagram voting, but not actually on the court.
Right. I just don't think. I'm looking at MJ, Bird, and KD. And
that's right.
My goodness, you have KG and Wilt for big men for defense. Like, I think you got pretty much everything on lock. Besides, you're probably not going to win the fan vote because if you got 4 60s players in there, just
True.
based off of that, like, simple. If I would, yeah, probably yours, and then Ashton.
I feel like I'm probably, if I had to pick a team I would hate to play, it's probably Reagan's, because the Hakeem and Dirk together would just be such a great fit, I feel like. And you have LeBron, so he can guard anybody. You have Steph, and I don't know exactly who Steph's guarding, but I do have Oscar Robertson. Like, maybe he can kind of slow him down. I don't know.
I think his productivity on offense just completely outweighs his lack of defense.
Sure. And the other two teams, like Ashton and Troy, you both have, like, in different ways, you have like really good size. And that's something that maybe I was lacking in just a little bit. But yeah, I feel so good about MJ, Bird, and Durant. And honestly, like, if I'm probably putting Jerry West in as my other starter, other than instead of Oscar Robertson. I know I said Oscar is maybe more of a true point guard, but it doesn't matter. If you have Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan, they all had handles and could distribute the ball anyway. So I feel like my team is putting up buckets. Okay, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up? No? All right. Thanks, Troy and Reagan, for joining us. This was a lot of fun. We're going to put this out on the Instagram story. And I might do some simulations online. I know there's some websites that do that type of thing, just to kind of see what happens out of curiosity. So yeah, I know this is a little different. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying we need to play that little simulation thing out here a little bit. If you guys are so confident, how about just make a little small wager, and we see how things go.
That is an interesting idea. Basically, the idea is
Hold
if we do a whole bunch of simulations on this website, um,
You do a pool. You do a pool where you play each team, and then you seed everybody and you work it down. See what
I'm
happens.
saying you do like 100 simulations per matchup or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah.
trust any simulation. I'm sorry. Nope. But hey, I'm not gonna be that person. But yes, I'm interested.
I'm down. I mean, what are we talking? Like Taco Bell meal or something to the other three, or to the winner?
Sounds good.
The winner gets
Little Venmo action.
the winner gets $10 from the other three. Everybody in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right.
So wait, this simulation thing. Explain to me what this is.
So it's a website. I'm going to try.
I just put $10 on something. I have no idea what's happening.
So there's this website, whatifsports.com. If it works the same as it used to, you can basically build a team of players. You can choose a player in a year. So I would just choose like the best year of each player, and then you can just run a simulation, one team against another team. I don't know exactly if it works as well as it should, but yeah, I'll look at it, see if I can figure something out. I guess if that does not give us a satisfactory,
I'm gonna make these teams on 2K, and then I'm gonna
there you go.
simulate the playoffs.
That's a good option too. All right. I like it. All right. Before we wrap this up, thanks Troy and Reagan for joining us. I know this is a college football podcast, so for you listeners out there that did not give a crap about this, sorry about that. But we are doing some off-topic episodes here, and Ashton and I both thought this would be an interesting one. So thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week, and God bless you all.